For over a decade, Greyhound Lines has partnered with the National Runaway Safe Line, an organization that seeks to keep runaway and homeless children safe. They reunite young people with their families. Now, since 1995, the Home Free program has helped over 16,000 families by providing free bus tickets to runaways who want to return home. You know, when a brother or sister wanders away from God, believers' hearts break. Everyone begins to feel sick in their spiritual stomachs. They try to analyze what went wrong. Prayer teams start to pray for the prodigal to return to the Father's house. But there's one more thing to do, and this is really the hard thing. James 5:19 says, "My brothers and sisters, if one of you should wander from the truth, and someone should bring that person back." Did you get that? They should bring them back. They should seek to help those who have lost their way. They should help them return home. I call this Operation Rescue. Now, the word wander comes from the Greek word planti, which suggests one has missed the path or is hopelessly lost. And by the word, we get the word planet from that Greek word. It had the idea of luminaries that were wandering stars. Jude 22 states, "Be merciful to those who doubt, save others by snatching them from the fire." Operation Rescue centers on keeping people from going to hell, which is eternal death. James 5:20 further asserts, "Remember this, whoever turns a sinner from the error of their way will save them from death and cover over a multitude of sins." God not only seeks the sinner, but God seeks the believer who will leave the 99 who are safe in the fold and go after the one lost sheep. And when he finds it, he will joyfully put it on his shoulders and takes it home. And then he calls his friends and neighbors together and say, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep." Jesus said, "I tell you that in the same way, there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over the 99 righteous people who do not need to repent." Wandering ones must be brought back to the fold. Wandering ones must experience restoration before they waste their lives. Wandering ones must experience Operation Rescue. But Operation Rescue is not fun. It's hard work. Bringing the person who wanders away back requires a major miracle because that sinner stands deep in satanic deception. Sinners do not find it easy to turn around because they're enjoying their sin. It's pleasurable for a season. Some runners just like the attention they get as they take their father and mother through a living Hades. But just because operation is not fun or easy or always successful does not mean that we don't attempt. We don't attempt the rescue. We don't attempt to snatch the person from the fire. We do. And remember, God remains the God of the second chance and even the third and fourth chances. Peter, Jonah, Mark, Samson, David, and others all stand as trophies of God's grace. In his book, Searching for God Knows What, Donald Miller shares this story of how he helped a friend. He said, "Last year, I pulled a friend out of his closet. His marriage was falling apart because of his inability to stop drinking. This man is a kind and brilliant human being, touched with many gifts from God, but addicted to alcohol and being taken down in the fight. He was suicidal, we thought, and the kids had been sent away. We sat together on his back deck and talked for hours deep into the night. I didn't think he was going to make it. I worried about him as I boarded my flight back to Portland, and he checked himself into a rehab. 2 months later, he picked me up from the same airport, having gone through several weeks without a drink. And as he told me the story of the beginnings of his painful recovery process, he said a single incident was giving him the strength to continue. You see, his father had flown in to attend a recovery meeting with him. And in the meeting, my friend had to confess all the issues and weaknesses. And when he finished, his father stood up to address the group of addicts. He looked at his son and said, I have never loved my son as much as I do at this moment. I love him. I want all of you to know, I love him. My friend said at that moment, for the first time in his life, he was able to believe that God loved him too. He believed if God, his father, and his wife all loved him, he could fight the addiction, and he believed he could make it. The Father's action illustrates Operation Rescue. The man did the hard thing to save his son, and it worked. Who do you know that needs rescue? Who do you know that needs to be saved from the fire? Who do you know that needs to be restored? Let's put Operation Rescue into action now.